Good evening, everybody, or at least it's evening here. Um, we are continuing with our geometry unit on lines and angles. So, previously we talked about vertical angles, supplementary, complementary, adjacent. Now we're talking about which relationships exist between lines and angles. How would parallel lines make that any better or give us more information? So, first of all, remember that a straight line is 180 degrees. Remember, that's where we got supplementary angles. So it's always going to, the sum of the angles will always be 180 degrees. Notation for parallel lines. So if I'm going to say, hey, some lines are parallel, it looks like this. It's kind of like I drew a road or a slanted 11. And it's actually the reason I didn't type it is because it's clearer handwritten than it is typed sometimes. Okay, but if you see anything that looks like that while we're doing geometry, it does mean parallel lines. Okay, when parallel lines are intersected, okay, then we're going to have some congruency, but I want to teach you the placement of the angles as well. Okay, so when parallel lines are intersected, corresponding angles, okay, are congruent, and or if you have both, okay, alternate interior angles are congruent. Now, what does that mean? So we have some lines. These particular lines, line A and line B, are not parallel. I mean, they're kind of obviously not parallel. Okay. When they are crossed by a line, in this case, line T is a transversal. It intersects two or more lines. Every intersection we drive across on a road. Okay. T is the transversal. A and B are lines that are not parallel to one another. Okay, but they do create these angle relationships that we're looking for. Okay, so corresponding angles, in this case, look at 1 and look at 5. So a way to think about it is if we were looking at a street map, okay, 1 and 5 are both in the northwest corner of the intersection. Okay, so 1 and 5 are corresponding. Okay, and I'll use a different color for this. Okay, but alternate interior is a little bit tricky, and you have a picture of it down here. Okay, so 4 is between the two main lines. 6 is between the two main lines, but they are on opposite sides of the transversal. When you learn to drive, you'll realize this is the awful part of trying to get from one of our shopping centers to the other. Okay, so in this case, 4 and 6 are, I'll put a star next to them, alternate interior. And the name is exactly what it says. They're alternating sides and they're inside the main lines. Okay, so again, if I was looking at a map, okay, I have one at the southwest corner, and I have one at the northeast corner. Okay. So all we're doing today is looking at this relationship. Now, big key, if the lines were parallel, and I'm going to do my best to draw a couple parallel lines with my, you guys have seen, amazing drawing skills. Okay, so I'm literally using something that I at least know is slightly parallel. Okay, and I'm going to draw myself some lines. There's a line, and there's a line. I don't like that. It's too far apart for you guys to see very well. So I'm just going to do my best to draw them parallel. Now, if I draw arrows on them like that, it indicates that they're parallel. So we're just going to believe it. So I have line M and line N. And I'm going to draw a transversal, line T. Okay, if these are parallel, then I have congruent lines right here where they're corresponding. Okay, I also have congruent lines, or I have congruency. Okay, right here where they're alternate interior. And as we go through this unit, you're going to see that there's more than one relationship you can use to figure something out. I actually can't wait to show you. It's one of my favorite parts of this because it gives you multiple ways to attack the problem. All right, hopefully that helps, and I can't wait to see you in class.